Hi, I'm Andrew Cooper, and I've been asked why and how did I create the Horrific Scribes archive of provocative, scary, and strange, transgressive dark fiction and some poetry. The quickest and most honest answer to why I created Horrific Scribes is that I am an impatient person. And to explain that, I have to go back to the creation of Horrific Scribblings, which is the publisher, the publishing company I run, and the publisher of Horrific Scribes. So basically, planning that took about 6 months. I put together this three-phase plan. I was going to start by using the company to publish my own books, and then I was going to move into phase two once I'd gotten my footing, using the company to publish my books and making contacts and so on and so forth. Then I was going to be able to raise some money to publish a pro anthology or two, really getting the name of the company out there. And then once I had done all of that, I would move into phase three and start signing other authors and publishing their books. There was nothing about publishing a web archive of short fiction anywhere in that plan. All of this was in part leading up to the publication of the first book, my novel Alex's Escape, which I was fairly certain, I didn't try very hard, but I was fairly certain nobody in the world was ever going to touch or try to publish because, as far as transgressive dark fiction is concerned, you can't get much more transgressive or much darker than Alex's Escape. And so I figured I was going to have to publish it myself one way or another, and so I might as well do it with my own transgressive dark fiction company. And so I scheduled months in advance that would come out on February 18th, 2025. And in the weeks leading up to February 18th, 2025, I got antsy. I thought, okay, I have this publishing company, and pretty soon we're going to publish my book. But does that really make me a publisher? And I want to be publishing other people. And the way I planned this, I'm not going to be doing that for another year. Can I really wait a year? And the answer that my head kept giving me was no. But I couldn't afford to pay pro rates to anybody, and I'm not a rich person, and I'm not making that much off of my own fiction. So I had to compromise and think, okay, well, maybe I could pay semi-professional rates. And I came up with this idea of, well, I've already got this website. I could publish people on the web. And so, in contrast to the 6 months I spent planning my company, I spent a matter of weeks coming up with this idea of, hey, I'll have this thing on the web. I'll call it Horrific Scribes. Why Horrific Scribes? Because I wanted to be focused on authors, maybe authors like myself who write transgressive, dark, weird stuff that other people might turn up their noses at. I needed a place for people like me to do their weirdest, do their most out there stuff. The most horrific, the goriest, or the quietest but most disturbing. I could do the whole range of stuff if I opened up my website to other authors. So I did that. I found a contract on the web that was boilerplate. I ran it by a lawyer, and I advertised on social media, hey, do you want to become a part of Horrific Scribes? And I started getting submissions. And because I chose a model of an archive that would make fiction available all the time, different from a webzine that has issues, and as soon as I got submissions, I could publish them. And so I did. And so less than a week after February 18th, when Alex's Escape came out, Horrific Scribes was born on February 24th, 2025. And I'm recording this on February 23rd, 2026. So tomorrow is our birthday. We will have been out for a whole year publishing transgressive dark fiction and some poetry. I'm not a coder, so publishing for me is mostly a lot of copying and pasting and clicking things on menus. That's not the hard part. The hard part, as I've learned since then, is choosing the right submissions from all the great stuff that we get, so that we can share with our readers and keep up our code of being provocative, scary, and strange. And we're always looking. So I always have to say things when I'm making videos like this one, like, hey, if you write transgressive dark fiction, think about Horrific Scribes. Send us something at horrificscribblings.com/submissions. You will find out how. Send us your work. And if you're not reading us yet, you should be, because we have some of the weirdest and best fiction and some poetry out there. And that's the final reason why, because we want to be the best and most out there that you can find. So find us and you will find that. Thank you very much.